I used to believe that love meant sacrifice, that if I worked hard enough, provided enough, and cared enough, my wife would see me, that she would appreciate me. But somewhere along the way, I became invisible. If you've ever felt like you were giving everything but receiving nothing in return, then maybe this story is for you. I'm 43 years old, a husband, a father of 2 beautiful children, and until recently I thought I was a man with a family. Now I realize I was just a paycheck, a convenience, a silent, invisible provider in a marriage that stopped being a marriage long ago. My wife? She's 38. We met when we were young, full of dreams and ambitions. She had a career in healthcare, a stable job that paid well. I worked 2 jobs while finishing my 2nd degree, all so we could build a life together. When we had kids, she decided to be a stay-at-home mom. I supported that. I understood that raising children was hard, but I didn't understand this. I didn't understand waking up at 5:30 a.m. every morning to make breakfast, clean the house, get the kids ready, work a demanding job from home, and still come home to a wife who acted like I did nothing. I didn't understand how someone who had a nanny, a mother living with us to help, and a husband who worked from home could still feel like her life was harder than mine. I didn't understand how a woman who once loved me could now barely look at me, and then on Father's Day I finally understood. For years I told myself she was struggling. Maybe it was postpartum depression, maybe she was overwhelmed. I made excuses, I worked harder, I hired help, I made sure she had everything she needed, but nothing changed. She woke up late every morning, scrolled through her phone for hours, went out shopping, complained about how much she sacrificed, told me I had it easy. I tried to talk to her, but every conversation turned into a competition of who had it worse. My stress? Nothing compared to hers. My exhaustion? Not as bad as what she felt. And the worst part? She refused therapy. The woman I loved, the woman I married, was gone. Tried. I really did. But by the time Father's Day came around, I had nothing left to give. It was supposed to be a simple gathering, just family, a barbecue, good food, laughter. For once, I wanted to feel appreciated. Not with gifts, not with grand gestures, just with a simple thank you, or even a look that said, I see you. Instead, I got humiliation. We were sitting at the table talking about our kids' school events. I mentioned that some kids didn't have their fathers show up for a Father's Day breakfast and how it broke my heart. And then she laughed. Laughed. Loud. Enough for the whole table to hear, she said. It's not like you do anything anyway. I could have gone instead. Silence. The entire family went silent. My mother-in-law looked at her in shock. My kids stared at her, confused. My mother gave me a look, one I'll never forget. And then, my mother-in-law said something that changed everything. Well, maybe. If you feel that way, one of you should divorce the other. And my wife. She laughed again, looked straight at me and said, as if another woman would want a man like him. Just look at you. That was it. That was the moment I knew. I was done. I stood up, grabbed my keys, and walked out. I didn't say a word. I drove aimlessly, not knowing where to go, just needing to be anywhere but there. I should have been angry. Maybe I was. But mostly I felt empty. When I finally came home hours later, nothing had changed. My wife was in bed, scrolling through her phone, like nothing had happened. I watched her for a long time that night. This was my wife, the mother of my children, the woman I had sacrificed everything for, and she didn't care. So the next morning I called my lawyer. When she was served the divorce papers, she lost it. She stormed into my office, screaming, "How could you do this to me?" My mother-in-law had to pull her away as she kept yelling about how I had turned everyone against her, and then, suddenly, she changed. She started acting like the perfect wife, cooking every meal, playing with the kids more, pretending like the past 5 years hadn't happened. But I knew better. This wasn't an apology. This wasn't a change. This was desperation. And, for once, I wasn't falling for it. I'm fighting for full custody of my kids. Not because I want to take them from their mother, but because I refuse to let them grow up in a household where love is conditional. I'll still support my mother-in-law through her medical treatments. She's been more of a mother to me than my own wife ever was a wife. As for my wife, she has every opportunity to get a job, to rebuild her life. But I won't be part of it. Some people say divorce is failure, that I should have fought harder. But I didn't fail. I fought for years. I stayed when I shouldn't have. I sacrificed myself until there was nothing left. Divorce isn't failure. Staying in a loveless marriage is. And for the first time in years, I'm choosing me. If you're a man carrying the weight of your family and feeling invisible, listen to me. You are not weak for wanting love. You are not selfish for wanting appreciation. You are not a bad husband for choosing your own happiness. If your marriage feels like a one-sided sacrifice, if you're being emotionally neglected, if you're staying just because you're afraid of what comes next, remember this: you deserve better, and sometimes the strongest thing you can do is walk away. Thank you for watching if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.